Okay, morning, everyone. Just call the meeting to order. So let's just see if we can get the acceptance of the agenda, please. Anyone?
I'll accept the agenda as read.
Second?
Somebody online?
Hey, so I guess I should say, in the room, we have Taylor, Angela, and Greg, and online we have Amber and Laura.
I'm not sure, Angela, if I'm allowed to approve them. That's why I haven't said anything.
Yeah, no, I think neither Taylor, I, or you, well, I guess you could. You're, as staff, we can't, but I believe you could.
We need some sort of quorum for voting on this?
No, we don't.
Okay, well, I'll second the agenda. I guess we don't have much choice if it's just me and Greg.
Yeah. So declaration of conflicts. Does anyone have anything to declare? Not hearing any. Minutes, we will have to hold those because I don't believe both Greg and Amber were at the last meeting.
I think I was at the last meeting.
But Amber, I don't believe you were you?
I don't think so. I think, yeah, I missed
Yeah,
it.
so we'll have to table the minutes. We have no new committee members. We don't have the proposed budgets because the field placement students have been having some issues with their field placements. Apparently in the summer they were told that they didn't need like the records check and the immunizations and things like that. And this professor is now saying that they have to. So their field placement has been put on hold until they have all the required documents. Hopefully they'll be back this week. And so we haven't got those. And then the events guidelines review. So that was sent out to everyone. So any comments on that? Did it look okay to everyone? Did it make sense? Does it look more like an application process now? Amber, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, can you put it up on the screen so we can look at it as we're going through it?
I don't know. Hang on. Let me just see if I can share the screen. It's not going to let me find it easily. I don't know if I can share the screen. Okay, I'm going to try and share the screen here. Let's see if I can find it quickly.
Sure.
Okay, I just closed the window that had it in. Okay, I'm not finding, oh, no, that's the application. Okay, I'm not finding it quickly, so I'm going to not share the screen. How do I unshare? Stop share. Taylor, do you want to email me the? Okay. So if I can find it quickly, then that's fine. I'm just looking in our sent folder, maybe. When was it sent?
This one's on my laptop on October 27th.
No, I think I have it. Sorry about this, guys. Okay, I believe I found it, so I'll try sharing the screen now. Application share. Okay. So it starts with a bit of background for the BIA. And then basically discusses how the events will be assessed, and then just ask for some specifics. So organization, person's name, contact information, and then goes into specific event information. So the name of the event, type of event, location, timing, and then just some general questions, just so we get an idea. One of the main things that we want out of this is for people to be able to identify how much staff time that they are wanting, because a lot of times people will bring us an event and say, oh, we want you to sponsor, but they don't just want us to sponsor, they actually want our time as well. And it's just nice to know in advance, so that we can allot our time more appropriately. The other thing is it asks things about like lotteries and things like that, so that everyone is aware, like if they're wanting to do like a 50-50 draw, that it's their responsibility. If they're wanting us to provide volunteers, or if they're providing the volunteers, it just helps them formulate the event more in their mind, as well as helps us understand.
This is the same form I filled in, correct?
It is, except that the form that yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I found it, I mean, just as someone who took it and actually filled it in, it's actually not that difficult to do. I had all the questions that you need to fill in, and all that had to happen is you sent it to Angela. She can review it and then tell you if you need to add or subtract something. But overall, it was really easy to fill in.
Yeah, thanks for the feedback. So I guess, because I don't know if we can actually motion to accept, or maybe, review again, and give people some more time to look through it more appropriately.
That
So-
sounds like a good idea, to defer it to the next meeting, more time to review, but I think it looks great. Do you get a lot of these submitted to you, and you really obviously have to pick and choose, or where does one go to get this? It's going to be available on the
So they are
website?
available online on the website, but not that we get a lot. Periodically, we do get requests. So for the latest one, the Troubadour series, it would have been nice to hand them this and say, you need to complete this first. Because according to them, all we did was write the checks. We did a whole lot more. I probably for that series, between Taylor and I, it was easy 20 hours of our time. And most people just don't realize what goes into the back end of it, right? And we appreciate that people know, right? They need to know, we need to know. We don't necessarily know exactly what they're going to be doing. It wasn't clear to us what their role was. And definitely if you look online at the comments, our role as sponsors seemed to have been blown out of proportion, that we weren't doing what we should do. And we just want to, mitigate anything like that in the future.
Yeah.
And this was already in place a number of years ago. And, we just needed to refine it and make sure that this is a standard thing that we start using. Laura, we'd like any comments that you have on it as well to help us, make sure that it's asking the right questions from your point of view. If we're missing things.
Yeah, I did look over it, I think, when you sent it in the email. There wasn't anything that was glaring. A lot of the information is, important to have. Day of contacts, if they've thought of inclement weather, those kind of things are sometimes good to just ask them right away, so that they are thinking that in that process. But overall, I think you're asking the right questions, but I don't know if the application would give you enough information to know exactly how many staff hours it would take on your end of things, from the questions that you're asking.
No, but there was a question where it's sort of an estimate in there,
Mhm.
which is basically like, we never really know, like, but having an estimate, rather than being told, oh, it's not gonna, you won't have to do anything.
Yeah, and knowing
So-
like things like how much social media coverage they expect or assistance or if like things like that, you can kind of guesstimate your time.
Yeah, so, but thanks, Laura, because, you know, the inclement weather thing, which then, you know, brought to mind, you know, have they thought about first aid or risk assessment? So
Yeah,
those,
all of that.
yeah, and then also road closures, right? Because if they're
Mhm.
wanting a road closure, then, you know.
Or even a sidewalk closure.
Great, so we can make those changes and bring it back. Okay, great. Okay, well, we'll make those changes and we'll send them off, and we'll defer this to January because that's when the next meeting will be. So then I guess that brings us to new business, which is the proposed meeting dates that were sent out, which basically says it's the third Monday of each month. Is everyone okay with that? As of right now?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, so there will be one that we'll need to change for sure. And that's because it falls on Family Day, but we will discuss that in January. I mean, it's easier to do that when everyone has a better handle on what their schedule is for next year. Does anyone have anything else?
Well, I submitted the event.
Yeah, and because we're not doing events right now, and we're with all the uncertainty right now, I'm holding to for the January meeting for that.
All right.
Because I didn't want for us to, you know, say, oh yes, and then, you know, who knows what's going to happen. So I thought it'd be more prudent to leave it to the January meeting, and then that would set us up for the spring.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Angela, I have a couple updates from
Yep.
my end, if just in regards to events that are happening, if you guys are interested.
Yeah, we are.
All right. So Bright and Merry Market isn't happening the way that it usually does. However, we have it's basically directed to the website. So the vendors that you guys organized last year have all been listed on our website. If they have a website or that sort of thing, that's listed, so that we're asking people, you know, to support local or the vendors that were at the event last year. There's a couple other activities for people to do online, but that's happening there. A couple new initiatives this year outside of that event is we're calling it Share Your Holiday Spirit, and people have the opportunity, so businesses and homes, apartments, residents, wherever you reside in Oshawa, have the opportunity to snap a picture of their Christmas, or sorry, I shouldn't say Christmas, but holiday decor, and share that with us. And there's six random winners will be selected to win Tim Horton gift baskets. So that's something new. It's more of a community engagement feel. So that's currently on the City of Oshawa's website. So oshawa.ca/events, and then it's Share Your Holiday Spirit. So that's one. And then we typically do food donations at Bright and Merry as well as in our recreation centers, and that won't be happening this year. But we are supporting Feed the Need. So we're going to be promoting on our social media as well as on our website that Feed the Need Durham is doing collections on Monday and Wednesdays. And we're promoting that So you can go to their location on Marwood and drop that off. And then the third thing is the Oshawa Celebrates event isn't happening in person. We're doing a virtual event. So we're taping this week and next week, variety of acts. And then we're going to pull together approximately a 1-hour show to have on our website or our Facebook or YouTube. We haven't decided exactly where it's going to land, so that people have something to do on New Year's if they choose to tune in, as well as we're doing some free kit giveaways. So 500 kits will be available. So just they have activity kits, they'll have crayons, a pencil, that sort of thing, different activities like a noisemaker for New Year's, just to kind of ring in the new year. So that will be registration based. And once we run out, we run out. But that's kind of happening from our area with events that's happening until the end of the year.
Great, thanks, Laura.
No problem.
Does anyone have anything else? Well, Taylor is starting the Shop Low-Ho-Hocal promotion, and I will let you guys know what that is.
So we're gonna start on Friday is when it's gonna launch, and we're gonna every few days feature different businesses in the downtown. Just feature some of their products, encourage people to shop locally for their Christmas gifts this year, and kind of really showcase the variety that downtown has, because we have everything from collectibles and comic books to the automotive museum where people can go to the gift store or buy a tour, to beauty supply places that have, you know, high-end shampoo and brow waxing and all of the different services. So we really just want to highlight all of the different things down here.
Your tires.
Yeah.
Well, we do actually, we're going to
Yeah.
feature LRP motive. So things like, you know, you can get your loved ones the gift of safety this holiday season. So that will be starting this week and continuing through to Christmas.
Okay, anything else? If not,
Will there be an email sent out, like just to everyone to send you in a picture, or are you guys gonna go around and get those pictures?
So I've emailed a number of people. Some people have sent me photos because they felt more comfortable doing that. Other people have said, come on in. So I've got some different Christmas props and decorations, and I've been going around taking some photos. So it's really up to each individual store owner's preference.
okay, there's nothing else. Get a motion to adjourn. Okay,
I
great.
will.
I guess I'll second if we need a seconder.
Okay, so we will all chat in January. I'll send out the minutes and the notes once I've got them done. And have a good holiday, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Enjoy your time.